That's right. That's right. We are here tonight.
We're ready for the Daleks in Manhattan.
You know, I don't know if I'm a fan of that episode, but I tell you what I am a fan of.
You're not a fan. It's Manhattan. It's New York. Everyone is a fan of New York. Unless it's the Yankees.
That's right. That's right. Unless it's the Yankees.
The Yankees suck.
That's right.
Well, and the Giants.
Right.
Or and the Bills.
And the Knicks.
And the Mets.
And the Rangers.
Okay.
And the Islanders. And the Jets.
Is that hockey?
Just end their season.
Is that hockey? The Islanders?
Islanders, yeah.
Islanders play on ice, really? Island does not go with ice in any way. I understand you're talking about Long Island, Staten Island, or whatever island those New Yorkers have.
Right?
That's a nice Friends reference right there.
There you go.
Hey, Ross, is Long Island an island? Yeah, Joe, that's why it's called Long Island. Oh, sorry, I thought it was kind of like, Staten Island.
But
yeah, also an island.
Also not. This is what I thought would be a fan of tonight.
What?
This right here. It's coming up.
Well, it's New York, that's why.
No, we're going to get an advertisement. Why? I don't want an advertisement. We're trying to bring up a clip, which is here now.
It was actually a Hollywood.
There it is. Right there. There it is.
Spider-Man.
There it is.
Does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size.
Spider-Pig does whatever a Spider-Pig does. But Homer said Spider-Pig.
Okay, try to do that. Homer or Spider-Pig.
Homer.
May as well do
Peter.
Family Guy.
Alright, hold on. We're going to stop for a second because I had a conversation earlier this week. Now, this conversation consists of... No, about Boston accents. Alright?
Okay.
So...
I was told mine was fake.
I was told the same thing, dude.
I was told that
What the
I
heck?
am sitting here trying to put on an accent.
Dude, I can't say
I
car
really
any other way than
speak
saying the word
Southern.
car.
It's true. There's times where you can definitely turn it on. You
Yeah.
can kick it up a notch,
Kick it
as
up a notch.
Emerald used to say.
Exactly.
When you're talking to family,
Right.
anybody back home,
Uh-huh.
things like that. Once you've had a little alcohol in the system.
That occasionally happens.
Because what they say is your true self comes out. And if your true self is coming out, then that's your accent. My accent always goes better.
Exactly.
Wicked better. When I've been drinking.
I agree completely. So, I was having a conversation earlier this week about the name Peter and then pita bread. You know, and basically how you can get confused.
No, you can't.
With certain words. That's all.
No,
you could say
no.
pita, like the name Pita, but then you have pita bread. So which is easier to say, pita or pita? How can you differentiate between the two?
I have one word for you.
Give me it.
Context.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was talking to Peter the other day. No one's thinking bread at that moment.
No.
Dude, I had this nice pastrami and lettuce on pita.
On pita.
Nobody's thinking you mean Peter from the Family Guy. Nobody thinks you were eating off his ginormous body. No one thinks that.
That's disgusting.
Well, it's also like one of those things that brain... Did you know that your brain can time travel?
My brain was just blown away by that. What do you mean?
Yes.
Explain.
Yes. Okay. All right, settle down, Dalek.
Peter.
Your brain can time travel, and I'll explain it here. The mouse
now, do you
was
mean
not working, so I had to use my keyboard to enter in the controls. Okay? Or I can say the mouse was lying dead on the floor after my cat Zoe had finished playing with it. Now, what happens is, again, using what we were just talking about, context,
Right.
your mind uses that word mouse, and then at the end of the sentence, once the context is there, travels back in time and translates which mouse you see in your head. Now, that long pause caused you to start asking questions. But if I just said the mouse wasn't working, so I had to do all the controls via my keyboard, or the mouse was lying dead on the floor after my cat Zoe was finished playing with it, you still don't know what mouse I'm talking about until I get to the end of the sentence, which means
True.
your brain traveled back in time
Oh, interesting.
and with the context
That's-
filled in the meaning of the word I used.
A time-traveling prefrontal cortex.
Exactly.
Oh, man, this is interesting.
You travel in time.
I feel like I'm traveling back in time right
Not
now.
back in time. Back in time's not possible. Yet.
Yet.
Well, yet. I mean, did you watch the Doctor Who special?
I did. It was great.
The one with the you know,
The stuff.
thing.
The...
Sorry. The one about is time travel possible? It was all sciencey-wiancy, and it was fantastic. That was the best.
Sciencey-wiancy.
I saw, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I want to say 3 different new Doctor Who specials this week.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're little documentaries where they get people to talk about it. There was the Doctor Who Explained. There
Yep.
was Inside the TARDIS or something like that.
I think I liked that one.
And that one was okay. To me, it seemed like it had all been done before. It seemed like they had just piecemealed a bunch of other different things.
They
and
do
had
that a lot.
Thrown it in. It didn't feel like, to me, that it was anything new.
Okay.
They stamped 2013 on it, and even though I had not seen it in this order, it felt like it was just a little forced, and it wasn't what I was looking for. By the way, wow, we're really off.
Well, that happens every week. What's wrong with that?
Well, I'm just thinking, here we are going off on all about our show. We haven't even introduced anything.
No, we haven't.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Lucas.
It is December the 4th,
It's December.
2013.
Wow.
And it is 10:26. And what time did we start this show?
I think
Let's
it
say
was
10:20. I think we've been talking
it
for
was
about 7
it
minutes.
was about 10:20. We were supposed to
not
start.
sure.
We were supposed to start at 10. And now I can understand if people who are listening in now, they probably heard our banter. They probably heard us making some ungodly sounds and other stuff. I was the one making the ungodly sounds.
I was way over there.
Yeah.
They didn't hear hardly any sound I was
And I was
making.
sitting in front of my microphone just letting loose.
I told you to play music.
Did
you play music?
Yes, but
Whoa, wait. Whoa, stop. Tiffany, did you hear music? No, she didn't. Did you play music? I don't care what you say. She didn't hear it.
No, she didn't hear music.
So as far as she's concerned, she just had to sit there and listen to all your bodily functions.
Sorry.
Not all your bodily functions.
No,
but
not
whatever
all of
ones
them.
you were willing to donate
It's
to
beer-induced. Beer-induced bodily functions, and I am sorry.
No, there was
It's
some
gross.
pomegranate induced.
Yeah, there was pomegranate in there. There was cotton candy vodka in there.
That was in there? Oh, cool.
I like cotton candy
That
flavored
thing was
vodka.
good. You made it nice. That was good.
I'm glad I could.
It was lemony and pomegranate-y.
Pomegranate.
That's the only type of granity that's good.
Yeah, because the other grenadine is it grenadine or grenadine?
Oh, I was thinking granite-y would be a little
Like
too
rock?
rocky for me.
Granite-y. Wow. Yeah, we don't rot rocks. We
It's like you've seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
once.
Okay, when he's like, "Give me a scotch on the rocks," and he's talking to a tune, so he's like, "I mean ice," and they bring him a cup with rocks. Because that's
Oh,
what
man.
happens when you talk to tunes.
Well, all right. So we started off tonight's show with the theme to Spider-Man from the 1960s and 70s cartoon.
And there's a couple reasons why.
Yes, there is.
We're right here in New York. We're around Manhattan. We are talking about the Empire State Building, but we also have Andrew Garfield in this episode.
Yeah, well,
He was in The Amazing Spider-Man.
We haven't told the fans what episode we're talking about. Tell them.
No, I did tell them that. Daleks in Manhattan.
When did you
That-
tell them that? Since
We
we've aired.
totally ranted on New York already. Do you not remember
I
that?
remember that, but we didn't tell the fans that we were talking about Daleks in Manhattan.
What would have gotten us onto the subject of New York if it wasn't Manhattan, Lucas?
We could have been talking about the trade from the Red Sox to the Yankees that happened today. The fans don't know that.
I hear words, but I don't even understand what you're saying.
You don't understand anything that comes out of my mouth.
Does this involve the Patriots?
No.
Then I don't know. Boston has no other team but the Patriots.
Liar.
Okay.
The Patriots aren't even in Boston. They're in Worcester.
No, that is because
No,
the
Foxborough.
pure
Excuse me.
goodness,
They're in Foxborough.
kind-hearted Bostonians are willing to share our fantastic team with the entire region.
Nice.
You know, there's only a few teams that are like that. That will usually a team is located or differentiated from another
Right.
team via the city.
Right.
It's always city related. You've got Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
You've got Denver.
Yep.
You've got all these different things. But there's a few, like the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
Or
What?
Minnesota. Minnesota Vikings is like a whole team. But it's a whole it's a whole state.
Yeah, it's a whole team, all right.
Shut it. I meant team. But it's talking about the whole state.
Right.
I don't know. There's probably others out there. But
Well, there's
New
like
England covers a whole region.
Yeah, and there's multiple teams in California.
Yeah, but they're all linked to specific cities.
Right, and the Pats are for the entire 5-state region of New England.
Because Bostonians are known for their warm hospitality.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
You're
you're
not
actually
helping me.
you're
I
absolutely
was trying
right.
to tell this to a coworker of mine.
You're absolutely right about that. That is actually a very
And he said it was Southern hospitality.
bull crap.
That's exactly what I said to him.
No, it's no.
I said, you Southerners would like to think that it's Southern hospitality.
It's
Some of them are nice.
there's a lot of nice people in the South. There's a lot, but in all honesty, the whole hospitality thing, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes is basically just a facade. It's basically a front for saying, you know what, I really don't care about you, so when you turn around, I'm going to stab you in the back.
Thank you. I have been telling people that for years. That some Southerners,
I've experienced
they cannot wrap their mind around that you can just tell someone off to their face.
Yeah.
They're like, well, that wouldn't be nice.
whatever.
But it's true.
Yep, very true.
If it's true, then it doesn't matter.
All right, do we have clips to go into?
We have some clips.
Should we go into clips now?
Well, I was thinking a little premise of what's going on here.
Go ahead.
The Doctor shows up with Martha right there at the foot of the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
And so they're in Manhattan. He's trying to figure out what date it is. They're looking over at the Empire State Building that's being built. And he's going, oh, well, they've got a few floors left. That probably means that the date is somewhere around. And then Martha just wanders off over to a park bench, picks up the newspaper, and reads off the date. He's like, oh, hey, you're really picking that up. She's like, it's a newspaper. See, and to me, it was a nice little funny thing about Time Lords. Is it just a name? No, they're the Lords of Time. It's not what Amy said.
What did
to
Amy
Rory.
say?
Rory's like, well, he is a Time Lord. And she's like, it's just a name. It doesn't mean that they actually know what they're doing.
Good point.
But when it comes down to, usually, when he jumps into a period, he just knows where he is. Why? Because he's a Time Lord. They just know.
I'd like to be a Time Lord.
Sometimes I don't know what time it is.
I don't even. Oh,
Like
no,
when you wake up. You ever wake up from so good a sleep you don't even know like who you are?
I haven't had so good a sleep in quite a while.
Man, that is great. Like you wake up, especially like winter, and you wake up and you look at your clock and it says 6, and you honestly have no idea if that is AM or PM. Did I just take a nap that is so good that it feels better than a night's sleep, or am I waking up early? I have no clue.
I think I want that tonight.
Maybe it'll happen. You don't know.
I want it to happen because I'm tired. I didn't sleep at all last night.
I slept a little.
Yeah, I may have slept 2 hours.
I slept 2 hours, and then I
Excuse
slept
me.
for 3, and then I slept for about 45 minutes.
So we're about on the same page.
Somewhere around there, but I actually slept.
All right, very good. So let's get into our first clip. It's about a Dalek hybrid human
Right,
sacrifice.
because the Daleks are actually using the Empire State Building and they're trying to take over not just Manhattan and New York, but the world and then the universe.
Okay, here we go. What the crap?
The chromatin solution is ready. Then our preparations are complete.
What are you doing? Preparations for what?
This is the final experiment.
What do you mean? Do you mean like these pigman things? You're not gonna turn me into one of those. Oh God, please don't.
The pig slaves are primitive. The final experiment is
slaves.
greater by far.
I think Pigmen sounds better.
How does that
Pigman.
involve me?
Pigman.
We need your flesh. Bring him to me. Halt. This action contradicts the Dalek imperative. Daleks are supreme, humans are weak. But there are millions of humans and only 4 of us. If we are supreme, why are we not victorious? The cult of Skaro was created by the Emperor for this very purpose, to imagine new ways of survival. But we must remain pure. No, Dalek Faye. Our purity has brought us to
Interesting.
extinction. We must adapt to survive. You have all made sacrifices.
Okay.
Okay.
We can stop there. I mean, the clip goes on. There's a lot more that's involved in this. But basically what they're talking about is these are the same 4 Daleks that escaped from Doomsday.
Right, I remember that.
They're the cult of Skaro. They were brought into existence for the sole purpose of being able to imagine,
Right.
be able to think like the enemy. And they have names. There's Dalek Sek, Dalek Thay, Dalek Jast, and Dalek Khan.
You mean like Khan from Star Trek?
Well, it's actually spelled more like James Khan.
What is-
From, like, The Godfather.
Oh, that Khan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Not Khan!
Yeah.
And not that one.
All right.
That's with a K.
And
And an H. This one's just C-A-A-N.
that's a very interesting way to spell Khan. It could be can.
No, it's Khan.
So, okay, do you know Rusty Can? What's his name? I can't think of his real name. Frank Can Jr.
No.
He lives in Methuen. Well, he did live in Methuen. He might live in Salem now. And I think his name is spelled C-A-A-N. So maybe he's been pronouncing it wrong.
It's
and telling-
Khan.
So it probably is Khan. So when you hear, because his nickname is Rusty. So when you hear Rusty Can, you're like, really? Really? Well, whatever.
No, that's not
He's
an
a nice
accent
guy,
thing.
though.
His name's Khan.
All right, very good. So maybe we should. Next time I see him, I'll tell him. I thought you might have known him. But
No, I don't.
all right, so go on
I
about
don't.
the can or the con. Dalek con.
Pepper Pots of Hate.
Pepper pots.
Pellet gun? What?
Exactly.
Those things aren't BBs. They're
Pellets.
eggs. Didn't you remember Rory?
I do remember Rory.
Oh, are these your eggs?
Eggs.
No, eggs.
Eggs.
Exterminate. All right. So you've got the cult of Skaro. You've got these 4. Dalek Sek is ruling supreme, but it's really a cool scene there because they're arguing with each other. They were brought about to be able to imagine, to think like the enemy, so that the Daleks can reign supreme. And if you go back to the last episode we saw these 4, they were facing off with the Cybermen.
Yes, that's
And
right.
they were saying you would beat the Cybermen with 4 Daleks. Like, we would beat the Cybermen with 1 Dalek. And now they're sitting here having a conversation between these 4 going, if we are supreme, then why are we not winning?
Interesting.
So it's that ability to not just hate and exterminate, although that is there. They are Dalek, but they can sit down and actually think and collaborate. They're they're the intelligent genius behind the Dalek hate plan.
The Dalek hate plan.
Daleks hate anything that's not Dalek.
That
They
is
kill
very true.
anything that's not Dalek. And beyond that, they want to kill the Doctor.
Would they kill us?
Yes, we're humans. They would kill us. Although in this episode and in that clip, they were telling that guy that they needed his flesh because they're down to 4 and they're stuck in the 30s. There's
Yeah,
not a
that's
whole
true.
lot of tech going on that they can
Nope.
use and adapt to themselves. When he talked about the sacrifices they've made, they zoomed in on the body of one of the Daleks, and that's where that Dalekanium has been taken off, which they are going to fasten to the Empire State Building so they can get some other kind of Dalek kind coming around because they can't make more of them.
You know, this episode seems like it's got much more to it than I imagined.
It's a lot more to it. I mean, I took about a page of notes just from watching these 2 episodes today.
Wow.
It was really interesting. There was a lot going on.
Well, what kind of notes do you have?
Well,
Or should we go on to another clip?
up to this point, let me see. Yeah, nothing right now.
So let's go on to another
No,
clip.
well, at this point, clip-wise, yeah, there's a lot going on.
So,
Because at this point, the Doctor's already found some little blob, some little brain / jellyfish / blob with tentacles / tendrils.
it was a brain /
Some kind of
jellyfish.
loogie that was hawked up by some person that
That's
just
so
looked
gross.
nasty.
That's
And
disgusting.
they're shining lights through
That's
it to see if...
nasty. That's just awful.
I'm trying to give people the visual because
You
the
could have
thing...
just stopped with brain / jellyfish. You didn't have to go into somebody who's got some sort of phlegm disorder that may be suffering from some cold or the avian flu and had to hawk up a loogie
I think
that
they
was
were
the size of a
suffering
brain.
from the Dalek flu.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's so gross.
That's what the thing was. It was disgusting.
It
and
was
he picks it up
barehanded.
and smells it.
I'm not going to
And
smell.
Martha's just like, and you're picking it up.
Yeah.
You're touching it. Great.
Yeah.
So,
You think that ruined the crush that she had on him?
no.
No.
Because she talked with Tallulah, that's 3 L's and an H.
Tallulah.
And she was telling him how, oh yeah, he just doesn't know. And she thought he meant, Tallulah thought Martha meant something else entirely. She's like, oh yeah, he's kind of like into musical theater.
Did you ever see the movie,
I don't know. Snap, snap, snap. I don't know that one.
Scott Baio was in it when he was a kid.
Charles in Charge.
No, not Charles in Charge. It was a movie, not a TV show.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Bugsy Malone.
Bugsy Malone. I saw that
That's
just a few
where I
months
first
ago.
heard the name Tallulah. And it was
Yeah.
what's her name? It was a famous actress.
It was
I can't think of her name, but she's famous now.
Silence of the Lambs.
Was in Silence of the Lambs. That's right.
And the Coppertone girl.
The copper tone, like from the Energizer, from Duracell commercials.
No, the suntan lotion.
She was in the suntan lotion commercials.
She was the original little girl that had the dog pulling her.
Are
thing
you
down.
serious?
Yeah,
So she's the girl in the bottle that shows her butt.
Jodie.
Jodie Foster.
Foster. That's
Jodie
it.
Foster.
Jodie Foster.
She was like 12 or 13 years old in this movie.
Yeah, well, she was a lot
Tallulah.
younger when she was the Coppertone girl.
She looked like she may have been 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was her diaper.
Mm-hmm.
Diaper. That's a good word to say in Bostonian. Diaper.
Not the way my dad says it.
How does he say it?
Diaper.
Diaper?
Yeah, because it's a D-I-A-P-E-R.
Diaper.
Diaper.
I don't want to get into pronunciation of words because
We're-
living in the South, we could really get into some butchering of words. Like when people say
It's
escape
not just the South.
and especially,
It's everywhere.
I would like to ask you a question. Where in the world are you getting a chopping device for wood to basically make an inquiry? Where does that come into play? That doesn't make any sense. Let's play a clip.
Report. Dalek Sec is entering the final stage of evolution. Scan him. Prepare for rebirth.
Evolution.
What's wrong with old Charlie boy over there?
Ask them.
What, me? Don't be daft.
I don't exactly want to get noticed. Ask them what's going on.
Daleks, I demand to be told. What is this final experiment? Report!
You will bear witness.
To what?
This is the dawn of a new age.
What does that mean?
We are the only 4 Daleks in existence, so the species must evolve. A life outside the shell. The children of Skaro must walk again.
Alright, we can basically stop. The next part is basically visual, so we can stop it there. This is what happens when you get a group of thinkers together talking about something. They're going to disagree.
We disagree. We disagree a lot. And then we come to an
Do you like
understanding.
Doctor Who?
I love
We're in
Doctor Who.
agreement.
We're in agreement. Yay!
Okay, that's not the point.
All right, very good.
I'm sorry.
What the heck are we looking at?
Giant heart.
That's
No, it's not. It's his head. Okay?
That-
That is the birth canal of a Dalek.
I think I just got sick.
That is his head. Why his hands are already out, I don't know.
All right, so let's
But
go
you
on to a
get-
different
apparently
topic.
you get
No,
birthed from
no,
a
please
Dalek.
stop. Let's go on to a different topic and just what were you saying before we got into the birth canal?
Differently than when you get birthed from a woman.
All right, just what were you saying before that?
I don't remember.
Oh, crap.
All I've got in my head is birth canal.
Good grief.
Okay, when you have these 4 Daleks that are allowed to think,
Yeah.
the rest of them are basically soldiers. It's just
Yeah.
exterminate and kill. That's all they know.
That is
hate.
all they know.
Well, not these 4.
They're a cult.
Sek is saying they need to merge with humanity and evolve as a species. Like every other species in the universe, they need to evolve.
All right.
Humans came from apes, the Silurians came from lizards. That's how life worked on Earth. What he's saying is now you're down to the last 4 Daleks. If they don't evolve, there's no more Daleks.
Ooh.
They can't procreate. What can they do? They have to evolve.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, see, again, Cybermen are right up there too. As Moffat said in one of those specials that I was watching, that Cybermen have one of the least fun ways of making new Cybermen. They just grab a being and go, here you go. We procreated. That's not fun.
No.
He says, whereas most species have a lot more fun way of doing it.
That's a much funner way. But that's not a topic of our show. We're talking about Doctor Who.
No. But well, it kind of is brought up in this here. But when you're down to 4,
Right.
they're not talking about reigning supreme like they were in the last episode about just defeating Cybermen. Can they survive? Sure. Basically, anything that's thrown at them, they're almost impenetrable.
Mm-hmm.
So they can brush off any attack, but it doesn't mean they're getting a 5th Dalek. So Sek is saying that they have to evolve, and to do that, this is what they've been doing. Those pigmen that we saw, or pig slaves that we saw at the beginning,
Big men.
human-pig hybrid.
Okay, so
That are used as slaves, and they live for a few weeks and die.
we have to stop here. The first time I ever heard of a pig/man was in a movie with Don Knotts and Tim Caldwell called The Private Eyes.
I don't think I'm familiar with that movie.
You're gonna have to change that. We might have to make you familiar with it after we finish our show tonight. Basically,
Sorry.
it's an older movie back in the 70s, and Don Knotts.
With Don Knotts and Tim Conway, of course it is. You said Tim Conway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don Knotts is still alive, but no. Tim Conway's
They're
still alive.
both alive.
No, Don Knotts is
Don
actually
Knotts
dead.
died?
Pretty sure of it.
When?
I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago.
No.
Seriously.
What?
Seriously.
When?
I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago.
No. Sorry.
We just got into a vicious cycle.
I really don't remember him dying.
Seriously, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Go ahead. Finish your point.
So they're in the movie and they're basically called out to solve the murder of a Lord, Lady, and Morley. That's the
Okay.
last name.
I don't know much about Don Knotts and Tim Conway other than the movies they are in, and they cannot solve how to tie their shoelaces.
They're detectives.
No, they're not.
They're in this movie.
They can't detect
But-
anything. If you put them in a dark room and then put them out in the sun, they would not be able to detect light.
All right, so in the movie, Tim Conway's character keeps telling Don Knotts that there's a particular beast that he has seen before called a Wookalar, which is a half man and half pig.
Does the Wookala make an appearance in the movie?
Yes, it does.
Oh, God. It does?
We have to watch it, dude. It's funny.
This has got to be like in the 50s.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
60s?
70s.
70s?
70s.
That recent?
Yeah, it's.
I was thinking 60s at the...
No, it's
well,
70s.
Yeah, 50s is kind of early.
Yeah, it's a funny movie. Cause basically what happens is the movie starts off with the supposed murder of Lord and Lady Morley in Scotland. No, in London, because Don Knotts and Tim Conway's characters are from Scotland, and so they're coming out to solve the murder. And every time they come across a dead body, there's a riddle that's attached to the dead body that doesn't rhyme.
Perhaps it was the Riddler.
Maybe it was, but it doesn't rhyme.
That's a case for Batman.
Right.
That's
So
my new shirt, by the way. Look, it's got a bat belt.
it does have a bat belt.
It has a
That's
bat
pretty
belt.
cool. The bat belt is pretty awesome.
I
And
forgot it at home, but that
He's got Velcro, folks.
and that
Velcro
I
on
have
his shoulders.
Velcro on my shoulder. Well, technically, if you wear it right, it's supposed to be on your back. I pulled that forward.
Oh, but
It's supposed to be on your back.
so you can wear your cape.
That's my cape. I
Nice.
forgot my cape at home. It's
Nice.
lying on my bed. Batman would have never made that mistake.
Well, anyway, so during this movie, they come across.
Batman. Sorry.
It's okay. They come across what they think is the body of the cook, who's like Japanese or something,
Of
and
course.
they pick up a note next to him, and it says, "In this house, it's hard to survive. Some will be dead or now alive. Mr. Uatsum is gone because he knew too much. Goodbye for now, but rest assured we'll keep in constant contact with each other." Exactly. None of them, actually, one of the notes actually rhymes, but the rest of them, none of them. Like, for example, they found the guy who works the whole graveyard shift. He actually works on the graveyard of the mansion. And it said, to dig your own grave is quite, because he was buried alive. And they found him with his legs and arms and head sticking up out of the ground. It says, to dig your own grave is quite a sight, but to bury yourself is not very bright. I don't think to remember the rest of it. There are more to kill and the job will be done. Now there are 5. Soon there will be a lot less.
That would not make me laugh. That would make me irritated.
That's
It
the way
sounds like the Agatha Christie and Then There Were None. Or 10 Little Indians. Depending on whether you're talking about the book or the movie.
All right.
The version of the movie that you're talking about.
Okay, so we're halfway through our show. We gotta express what we're supposed to express, and that's thank you. We have to say thank you to Mr. Asa Allen Parker, our producer.
Do we really have to thank him?
Well, he's been kind of missing for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry. That's mean of me to say.
Well, I mean,
of course we need to thank Asa.
we have to thank him
He has
because
done a lot for us.
he's helped us to get where we're at. Right now, we're like close to 800 people liking our Facebook page.
Which is
That's a
fantastic.
lot.
That's a bunch.
Oh,
and
crap.
and we're
I
getting
unplugged
more and
my
more
headphones.
to YouTube each week. We're on Pinterest now. We're
Yes,
getting
we
more
are.
followers there.
Right.
I've got to finish uploading. Hopefully, I'll get to it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Uploading all of our YouTube clips to our Pinterest page. And
Very
basically
good.
Everything is Bost-Whovian.
Everything.
You can Google Bost-Whovian. You're going to come up with our Pinterest, our YouTube, our Facebook.
All us.
It's us. Then again, I haven't actually Googled Bost-Whovian in a while.
I
I
think
probably
you
should do that.
with close
The
to
last time I did it, there was all sorts of little boom pop-ups.
Really?
Yeah,
Pop-ups. What kind of
Pop-ups.
pop-ups?
pop-ups of us.
Oh, cool beans.
Not like pop-ups. You know, not those things that you want to.
You okay?
I thought I kicked my beer over.
Can't have that happen.
It's
Not on the show.
Fortunately, it's a very heavy bottle.
Yes, it is. All right, so we
I
thank.
can't imagine what my face just looked like, though.
It was pretty funny. So there's Alan Parker, our producer. Thank you, Alan.
Thanks,
Asa.
Asa.
TardisBlue.net.
Stop.
Why?
ASAPCPU.com.
Thank you. I
On
forgot.
Facebook, ASAPCPU.
All right, very good.
There. Now we can go on to your TARDIS.
TardisBlue.net. They
Mhm.
played. What did they play this week? I don't know, but they played something, and they do all
I've
day.
actually been off of Facebook a lot this week.
I'm planning on signing off for the next week.
For the next week?
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, just to give it a break, just to give myself,
I
you know,
can't give
a
it
breather.
break. I mean, I feel like
I need
feel
a
like
breather.
I've been off of Facebook and I haven't been posting anything on our page.
Yeah, it's been tough.
I
We
saw
got
something this week about, thank an admin today.
okay.
Because, people that just like pages and follow pages and then just like their posts, there's very little involved for them. It's like, did they post something today? Will I like it? But they don't realize that to find a post that we actually use, how much time is involved in that?
Yeah.
I mean, how many do you go by? Do you just post every Doctor Who thing you see?
No.
There's hours involved before you find one. Sometimes you do. You get kind of lucky, for lack of a better term, and just get 4 or 5 in a row. That's like, oh man, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and it's usually like last week. After the 50th episode, all of a sudden there's a bunch of new memes out there, and everything is like, oh yeah, like, and post.
Right.
But usually you don't get a lot of that, and as an admin, you do have to do a lot of browsing and perusing before you can find something that's even post-worthy.
That's
That
true.
hasn't been posted before. And it's easy to repost somebody else's stuff,
Yep.
which is fine when you're helping out other pages, which we do all the time, and they do for us, and we're eternally grateful for that. But it's tough to try and find that new thing and say, this is what my fans will like. These are the hundreds or thousands of people that watch us and like us and follow us. They will like this, and they have not seen it before.
Well, that's something
That's
we still
hard.
don't
It's
really know.
wicked hard to do.
That's something we don't really know. What do our fans like? We've come across some people who have listened to our show, have liked our page, and have been vulgar and rude and crude, and we've had to block them because of their stupidity and their ignorance. But we've got a lot of people that like our page.
Well-
We're getting close to 1,000, but we don't really know what they like
And
or
again,
what they want from us.
Don't get us wrong. It's not that you can't disagree with us.
Of course, the people.
It's more like what you had said to that person that, they said, well, you didn't say we couldn't be crude and vulgar. I guess we do take that for granted, not being crude and vulgar people.
Yeah,
that you
but I mean,
have to say that in this world.
right? But the
In the
point.
time that we live in, you have to say, please do not make comments that are crude and vulgar because it's offensive.
Yeah, but I
My
mean,
daughter watches this page in our show.
exactly.
I don't want
And
her
that's the point.
seeing and hearing all these other things. I'm not naive. I know she's going to grow up and she's going to hear these things, but I don't want to have her hear it from her dad.
Exactly. And I had to tell the guy, look, dude, how would you feel if someone that you don't know personally comes up to you and starts making false, insulting accusations basically to your very face? And you saw his response. He was like, not good.
Exactly.
Terrible.
He said, I would feel bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. You
And-
got to think about these
And
things.
again, because you're reading this online and it's just pages and it's just words and it's just sentences, there is a part of you that reads that and goes, is that sincere? I don't even know.
Right.
But sometimes it does just take that one little thing to go, you know what? I didn't think of that. I thought I'm just being funny. And again, so many people are crude and vulgar.
I'm not.
But Doctor Who was designed to be a child show, a family show.
Right.
And that's what we have tried to do with us. We're doing a family show about a family show. So we try our best to make it family friendly.
We may be stupid on occasion. Well, all right, not on occasion. It's pretty much every show.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what makes it fun. That's why people listen in. They want to hear us say stuff that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I say that every week, don't I?
What, do we want people to not make sense?
No, that I don't make any sense. Stuff that I say doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I thought you were saying that every week we say that we want to say things that don't make sense.
Well, maybe you. What?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go into another clip.
The chromatin solution is ready. Then our preparations are complete.
What are you doing? Preparations for what?
This is the final experiment.
What do you mean? Do you mean like these pigment things? You're not gonna turn me into one of those.
I have
Oh God,
no idea.
please don't.
The pig slaves are primitive. The final experiment is greater by
Are
far.
you sure? Because I deleted the other page.
But how does that involve me?
We need
I think so.
your
I
don't
flesh.
What
Bring
happens
him
is
to
these
me.
3 clips were all basically one
Halt.
scene.
This action contradicts
playing
the
in
Dalek
sequence, and we've talked about it
imperative.
in different
Daleks
ways.
are supreme, humans are weak. But there are millions of humans and only 4
Still
of
that
us.
argument.
If
All right, so-
we
Is this
are
the argument that
supreme,
we had?
Why are
Or
we
is
not?
this the argument? Is it a continuation of the argument?
Well, we
Basically,
were
what
talking
happens
about
is
it.
you've got these 4 Daleks, and they're arguing about how they should evolve and continue. Should they suck in this human and make a human hybrid with a Dalek, half human, half Dalek, and then go on? The Daleks have been separating people into regular or low intelligence and superior intelligence. The superior ones are the ones that they want to use for this Dalek human hybrid. The lower forms of intelligence is what they're using for the big slaves.
When you said the word regular, the first thing that came to my mind was Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Because when you go to Massachusetts,
I want a medium coffee,
regular,
regular. That means cream and sugar.
automatically. When we
When
both
you
moved,
come here and say I want a medium coffee regular,
it's not just here.
They think you are specifically saying you want a non-flavored coffee, and their next question will be, "Okay, do you want cream and sugar?" And you're thinking, "I already told you I do."
Well, it's not just here. It was like that in Maryland. My first time going to Dunkin' Donuts to get a cup of coffee in the state of Maryland, when I moved away from home in '97, I went there, asked for a medium coffee regular, and it came without cream and sugar. And I took a sip and I was like, this is not what I asked for.
See, it's kind of like if you drive from home
Hmm.
south. Every state line you cross, the driving gets progressively worse.
That's very true.
And by worse, I'm saying that the same as wherever you are traveling from to wherever you are traveling to, because the traffic and the driving system that you grew up with is what you consider your driving regular.
Right.
And when you go to the next state, it's similar to the one you just came from, but it's
Hmm.
not exactly alike. And there's a few changes. But once you get state to state to state to state, now it's just like, what is wrong with these people?
It's a lot of
Like,
states.
you're
in between
driving
here
down
and
the
there.
highway now. If you're driving in the fast lane and you give someone the high beams, because they're doing, for some reason, 40 in the fast lane,
Yep.
you give them the high beams, they're going to flip you off in Georgia.
That's true.
I don't even know why they're doing 40 in the fast lane. It seems like in Georgia, people think people are speeding. I'm going to go over there and teach them how to slow down.
That doesn't make any sense.
And
Get out of
that's
the way.
where I wish I had missiles locked and loaded on my vehicle.
Missiles locked and loaded, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are you, James Bond?
I was thinking Spy Hunter. You remember Spy Hunter?
I remember the video game Spy Hunter. Yeah, I remember the video game.
Yeah. And you could do your little oil slick, or you could like use your little machine guns, like, and like shoot the cars in front of you, or you could get missiles. Then there was
That's true.
twisted metal. You could use fire missiles. You could use homing missiles. homing missiles was cool because even if they were kind of off a little bit to the side, you shoot your homing missile and like, boom, blow them up.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I have always wanted homing missiles on my vehicle because stupid people are everywhere.
I don't know what to say now.
We're a little off subject, I know.
All right, should we go on to another clip? Because we
We
only
can
have
go.
about 15 minutes left.
Okay, we can go. All right, let's do another.
There we go.
Oh, this is good because now after they've done all the Daleks, they're talking about the merge. They're waiting for this gamma radiation strike coming from the sun in a bolt of lightning. How does that work? I don't know. And then it's gonna like take all these empty bodies. Actually, I think we'll show here.
Very good.
We stole them. We stole human beings for our purpose.
That dude is wearing a Dalek hat.
Look inside.
It's a Dalek hoodie.
This
Oh,
is the
that's
true
funny.
extent of the final experiment.
Is he dead?
Near death.
Near
With
death,
his mind
not dead.
wiped.
He's only
Ready to be filled
mostly
with
dead.
new ideas.
Mostly dead means
Dalek
slightly
ideas.
alive.
The human Dalek race.
Oy. Okay, let's go on to the next clip then.
All right.
Because
The new
we're
race
talking about
must be
these,
ready by the time
these
the solar flare
humans that
erupts.
have been
But you're the
taken
template.
to
We
a
were getting a dose of you.
near-dead state.
I want to change the gene sequence.
To make them even more human.
Humans are the great survivors. We need that ability.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, that right there, that sentence that he said, Dalek Sec is talking, this is something that the Daleks were talking about as they were realizing that they're stuck in 1930s New York.
Right.
They're saying that, no matter where you go, it was just back a few weeks ago that we've gone to New York.
Do we have to go back there?
No, this is the original.
With the
They're
typewriter
in
from
New
Sesame
York.
Street?
No, New York.
All right, okay.
Stay on subject.
Okay, sorry.
New York.
New
They're
York.
in New York, and the Daleks are saying wherever we go in time, humans have survived.
Yep.
And wherever we go in time, we're the last four. So they're a little pissed off about that. And so that's where Dalek Sec is saying we have to merge with the survivors. We need that survivor gene into our evolution sequence.
Very good.
That's what he's trying to do. And what they did is create this human Dalek hybrid. And he is now explaining to the Doctor how they're going to expand that towards more humans.
Okay.
There's no way this lot are going to let you do it.
I am their leader.
Oh, and that's enough for you, is it?
Daleks must follow orders. Dalek Sec commands, we obey.
If you don't help me, nothing will change.
There's no room on Earth for another race of people.
You have your TARDIS. Take us across the stars. Find us a new home. And allow the new Daleks to start again.
When's that solar flare?
11 minutes.
Ooh, see, that's an interesting sequence of events that they're talking about. You've got the Doctor and the Daleks, and they're on opposite sides here of the bargaining table. This new human Dalek is bargaining with the Doctor, saying, we will take these near-dead humans who will be dead no matter what if we leave. They're dead already. Let's just wipe their slate clean. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, they are dead. The only way they can be used is to make human Dalek hybrids. Use your TARDIS, bring us to a new place, and give us a home. We'll breed. We'll be able to
survive,
procreate now.
Right, okay.
Because now we're a hybrid. Because there's males and there's females. So either way, there's... What? You're giving me that look.
No, I was just giving the idea of a male and female Dalek. It's rather creepy.
That's where the evolution comes in. That's where you're no longer a Dalek. You're no longer a human. You're this human person with a Dalek head.
Hoodie.
With a Dalek hoodie. complete with tendrils.
Okay, so here's the confusing part, though. I mean, we have seen human females, and we see how attractive they can be. How in the world can you look at that, this Cyclops style hoodie Dalek, and into a female and define it anything appealing at all?
Okay, see, you are thinking like a human.
Well, I mean,
If you were thinking like a Dalek, maybe you're going, look at how that purplish hue becomes slightly brown and then tan. Isn't that attractive?
Ugh.
Look at how it's almost milky white at the tip.
Oh.
That's just delicious.
Ugh.
You don't know. Who knows what's appealing?
I
And
do. I'm sorry. I've seen
not
it.
about human Dalek hybrids.
I don't know. I give up. I quit.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. Here's what happens. This being is talking to the Doctor, and he
Right.
is appealing to him as his as the Doctor is. He's
Right.
appealing to him, saying, "You are the last of your kind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the first of my kind."
Ooh, interesting.
Now, see, that's where you're getting completely different ends of the spectrum. They are still only single species,
Right.
but this human Dalek hybrid is appealing to a side of the Doctor to say, what if you were given the chance? We're both the last, but I'm the first.
Yes, that's true.
So
okay.
that means there can be more of me. And we've got all these empty human templates that we can use and the DNA sequence, and boom, we can have human Daleks give us our own world, and we'll go from there. He's willing to reason. That's not something the Daleks were willing to do before this.
That's
Daleks
true.
will always hate, exterminate, kill anything that's not Dalek, and especially the Doctor. This one is sitting down and talking with them.
Trying to reason.
Mhm.
Trying to reason. Interesting.
So let's go to the next clip and see what happens.
Very good.
The line feeds are ready.
Then it's all systems go.
The solar flare is imminent.
The
The
Doctor
radiation
decides to help.
will reach Earth in a matter of minutes.
We'll be ready for it. That compound will allow the gene bonds to reconfigure on a brand new pack. But power!
Start the line feeds. There goes the gene solution. The light blood.
We can basically stop there. There wasn't a whole lot of sequence in there that you could actually hear.
Yeah, right.
It was a lot more visual, but what is happening is they're talking about chemistry and biology, and the Doctor is helping the Daleks to create these new hybrids.
Okay.
This is not the John Hurt Doctor.
No.
That is saying, no more, no more, no more.
No more.
Not even Billy Piper. This is not Christopher Eccleston, who was happy to see a Dalek in pain.
Yeah, that's right.
This is David Tennant. David Tennant is another step away from the Time War,
Right.
and is willing to reason and bargain with someone who is the last of their kind, because now he's given enough time to be on his own and realizing what that actually means.
Right.
To be the only one of your kind. And towards the beginning of the episode, he's talking about all the times that he defeated the Daleks, and they're still around.
They don't want to
Well,
give up. They keep wanting to come back to kill him.
There's still, but now there's a new thing. It's still Dalek, but it's something different, and it's something that's willing to talk and reason. What if you gave that its own planet?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
The
there's
Cult
no
of Skaro is a whole different thing when it comes to the Daleks. They were supposed to be able to think about
they
the
think
subject.
outside the box. That's right.
Right,
Okay.
right. And now you have something that is taking the human side of it into the equation. totally gives the Doctor the opportunity to go, can I give them a chance? And David Tennant's Doctor, from the episodes and the seasons that we've seen him in, always has given the enemies a chance to surrender. Go to like the family of blood, which we're getting to.
Ooh,
We are getting to
ooh.
that, and I don't want to spoil that too much. But when you get down to the end, he gives them all a chance.
Right.
And he doesn't destroy them. He doesn't want to destroy them because he is another step away from that John Hurt Doctor
we can't
that
get
was
into
willing to destroy
and we
everything.
can't get into too much detail about that because as he goes on, as he progresses, we see that change. We see him losing that ability to just give people a chance. We see eventually where he's just like, it all stops with me. There is no higher authority.
Right, and that's the point where he regenerates.
Right.
And becomes the forgetful Doctor.
Right.
Just forget. Don't. You know what? Everything's in the past. Just put it all away, and I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna be new, and that means I'm gonna be a child. I'm just gonna have fun.
There you go. Let's get to our last clip.
All right.
Yiki.
Daleks have been destroyed. One of the Dalek Masters must still be alive.
Oh, yes. In the whole universe. Just one.
Here's the showdown.
Now what?
Final Time Lord, final Dalek.
Exterminated!
The Daleks have
Just think
destroyed
about
the
it,
hybrids.
Dalek. What was your
The
name?
hybrids have destroyed the Daleks.
Right.
Dalek Khan. Your entire species has been wiped out.
Sek became a hybrid.
And now the cult of Skaro has
Jast
been eradicated,
and, what's the other one?
Sek.
leaving only you.
No, Sek was the first
Khan.
one. No, Khan's was left.
Right now,
They.
you're facing the
They.
only man in the
They and
universe
Jast
who might
have
show
been
you some
destroyed.
compassion. Because I've just seen one genocide. I won't cause another. Khan. Let me help you.
Okay, see, this right here is, to me, I don't know if pivotal's the right word, but this is the type of Doctor that David Tennant was. He's sitting here not talking with a hybrid anymore, but talking to the last Dalek. Go back to what Christopher Eccleston did in Dalek. He wasn't talking with the Dalek. He was rejoicing over its pain.
Yep.
And go back to the 50th episode where they're talking about when Bad Wolf, the conscience from the moment, is telling John Hurt's Doctor, saying it's the Doctor that regrets versus the Doctor that regrets. Forgets, sorry. I said regrets twice.
Get your wording right, man.
This is the Doctor that regrets. He's done. He's been through genocide. And now it's just happened again. There was this whole hybrid race, the human Dalek hybrid.
Right.
Then the humans that were infused with a Dalek consciousness with a little bit of Time Lord. This was a completely new species. And they were all destroyed too. So
Right.
he's saying, again, I've seen enough genocide. He's not just talking about what he's seen that day. He's talking about that time war.
Mhm.
He doesn't want it all to happen again.
No.
Again, taking what we know from the 50th, where eventually he gets to learn that he saved the Time Lords and it wasn't exactly what he thought.
Right.
He doesn't know that yet. So he's just going with what he knows, talking about genocide of species. It's not worth it.
So it comes down basically to what he says later on in the season. It's all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. So it's everything just all gets kind of confusing.
Somewhat.
Yeah,
A little bit.
a little bit. So
Somewhat
this
like that.
episode really turned out to be much deeper than I thought.
Well, here's the last final bit, though.
Giddy up.
He's giving this Dalek a
What do you say?
chance. And what does the Dalek do?
Emergency temporal shift!
He goes and be a total Dalek and says, I'm escaping.
That's what they do. They
I'm
escape.
a worthless, gutless, yellow coward.
He ran away like Monty. Hey, we're out of time.